Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Coffee and Crypto. My name is Nathan Pay, and we have our most esteemed guest, Miles,
Esteemed, I like
right?
it.
Head of research at Blu Ocean Games Guild. Well, we love having you on, man. I mean, being head of research, the sheer volume of titles that you look into and that come across your desk is astounding.
It's never 100%, but it's close to 95, honestly. I think I know the name of about 95% of the crypto titles that are out there right now. Do I know everything about all of them? Maybe not, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
So I thought it would be great to do an episode to get everyone up to speed on what we've been doing in the community and maybe some things for them to look forward to that we plan on releasing in the near future. So kind of some spoilers, I guess you could say.
Alpha.
Right? And I think one of the most exciting things or important things to start with is the addition of some more team members on the research team.
Yes, so we added two members from our gaming division to our research team, and they are directly assisting me. They're really going over a lot of my work after we create a report. We have these guys going through and deep diving to make sure that everything inside of a report is well fleshed out and properly explained and looks good and everything like that. There are just such a huge variety of games in the crypto space right now, and it's moving so quickly. So the two of us, Kieran and I, we're not enough to keep up with things, and um, our plan is to keep our reports up to date and to make them
It validates.
more valid and
Yeah.
and more educated, so that when somebody comes into our Discord server looking for information about a particular Web3 title, they can find it easily and they can go through our information, and they're confident that it's at least up to date with what's on out there online, and that if there are specific things that you need to know about a particular title, that they'll be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that if things change in a particular title, that those changes will make it into our report.
Because really, the main goal with the reports for you guys in the community, and if you just go to any one of our game research channels, you'll see that there's a report pinned to it. And we've done all the research so you guys don't have to spend the tens of hours doing it, because that's obviously a big hurdle in the beginning, especially transitioning from Web 2 to Web 3. Web 2 gaming, you pick up the controller and you play and figure it out as you go. Web 3 gaming, you almost need to master the game and understand everything first before you
Want
invest.
to be more informed before you invest in a Web3 game.
That's right.
Often because Web3 games, when you're investing in them, you're investing in what you think will be the thing that you'll like inside of a particular game.
And you often need to invest just to have the ability to even play. And sometimes
right.
there's this entry level, right? So we wanted to save you guys time so that you can take advantage of these resources and go through reports that are up to date, that have the recent information from announcements in these games. And really adding these extra team members is allowing us to do that, because internally we have this all organized. So we're working through it. We're keeping track of when things are last updated, so you guys can always make sure that they're relevant. And then that through the reports, because we talked about this in one of our other Coffee and Cryptos, how we vet different projects, and we talked about the reports.
Yes.
But really, we've developed this confidence rating.
I think the last time we spoke, I was in the middle of developing my rubric for the confidence rating. And a confidence rating in a particular Web3 title, it relates to how good of a game is it gameplay wise, but it also relates to how confident are we that this is going to succeed as a project. Now, when I made the confidence rating, I made it a 5-point rating system. I did that because most other game rating systems are a 5-point rating system. I thought that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought about the different facets of what makes a Web3 game a good game. And obviously, the first one is fun factor and replayability. That's what makes a good game for any kind of game.
Yep.
And nobody's going to be interested in the economics of a game if the game itself is not fun in the first place. And then the second section inside of the rubric is the tokenomics section. And a really fun game is important, but if you're talking about Web3 games, the economic system, the tokenomic system, has to be solid, and it has to be scalable so that a bajillion people can become interested in this game and play it, and everything retains its proper value to some degree. So that's really important. When we talk about tokenomics, we also want to make sure that the projects that we're researching are audited and that they are legitimate in their tokenomics. A lot of rug pull projects will just put out NFT collections and token sets. It'd be like, invest in our stuff, things are coming. But does that mean anything? Can you really see anything?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. So
I also find that's usually the hardest thing for new people looking in, is understanding the tokenomics.
You're kind of the tokenomics is kind of like this window, and you're peering inside from the outside of the window, and you want to go, what am I really looking at here? What am I really buying here? Well, it's our job to get behind that glass and see what's there, and then make a report to tell you this is what's behind the glass.
That's right.
So that you know, at least to some degree, what you're putting your money into before you decide to invest in a game.
So we talked about fun factor, tokenomics. What are the other things?
Yeah, there's 3 other things. The third one is the community. The community of a game will tell you a lot about how a game is going. If a game looks really good on paper, but nobody is playing it and nobody is talking about it, that generally means that not a lot of people are interested in it. Or it means that it's not well publicized and no one knows about it yet. So then you want to decide which of those two things that it is, and that's how I'll formulate my rating for community most of the time.
Makes sense.
And I'll look at the numbers inside of people's Discords and the numbers on their Twitch channels, if they have Twitch channels, and Twitter and things like that, and see if there are YouTubers who are making videos talking about a game. If a game is interesting, people are going to make videos talking about it because they're interested in it.
Yep.
I know because I've done that myself. And so that's one of the most important things that I do when I'm looking at what does the community around a game look like. And then the next thing is the development team. Now, the development team is related to community in the sense that if a development team is developing their game and they're not communicating to their target audience what it is they're doing and that they're doing it, people are going to lose interest and they're going to forget.
Yeah.
And so a good development team will be keeping their target audience engaged while they're developing. Yes. Whether it's the team on the development team themselves who are actually making the game, or whether they have other members inside of their team that are there for public relations and things like that to try to keep people interested in what's going on.
So you look at how often they're releasing updates.
So a great example would be the game Cornucopias. These guys, Cornucopias, they make a show called Copy Cafe. I think they do it every week, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And every week they're talking about the different things that they're doing in the development process and how the game is going to flesh out and what their roadmap options are and what things like that. So the people who are interested in cornucopias have something to look forward to every week to renew their interest in cornucopias. And that's really, really important. And it's all the team's doing that's really bad. You can make an amazing game and not tell anybody about it, and nobody will find it. Nobody will play it.
That's right.
I've played several games like that. I go, has anybody ever played this game? Like, no, I've never heard of that.
Yep.
Because it wasn't, a popular game or well marketed or whatever it is.
So I think that's an important criteria.
So it's really important, to get a good gauge on the team. And then the last facet is
roadmap.
The roadmap, yeah. So when you're talking about a Web3 game, if Web3 games, especially ones now where the industry is so new, so the typical game has a development cycle of at least 3 to 5 years. You know what I mean? Especially if it's going to be a good game. If it's going to be a good game, it can be between 3 and 8, or maybe even 10 years. Duke Nukem 3D, not saying anything. Duke Nukem was... Anyway, so if you're planning on investing in a Web3 game and they're talking about this new and upcoming thing that's going to be super interesting and all this stuff to do, and then you go and look at their roadmap and the roadmap only extends to today, well, it's going to be like, well, what am I looking forward to tomorrow? Is there going to be, is everything that you've developed already done? And if it is, and I'm not playing it yet, then is it good?
Plus, we've seen with a lot of projects, they really don't stick to their roadmap. And that's kind of inherent in the gaming industry in general. I remember Steam did a report on like 22,000 titles and found that 48% of all games have delayed launches. But in crypto, we're noticing people are shifting roadmaps and pushing it a lot. So when generally I see roadmaps, they're out of date. They're not, where they should be on the website.
This depends on the project. The projects that I'm excited about, some of them have roadmaps that extend into like 2027, 2028.
Yeah.
But most of them have roadmaps that extend at least up to the next year to tell you what sort of things are you going to get to. If the game is playable already, what sort of things are they going to be adding to it? If the game is not playable already, when can you expect the game to be playable? When can you expect, this or that update to be there? So if you're somebody who's really excited about the tokenomics for a game and the TGE is on its way up, that's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we want to be on top of that so that when somebody looks at our report, they can see, does this game have a fleshed out roadmap? What's going on in the future?
And thanks to all those criteria, we're trying to position ourselves for you guys in the community as a game review company. So you guys can come to us, kind of get the quick and dirty, just see the confidence rating. Maybe it's a 4.1 out of 5. That's high enough for you to take that next leap, which is now going into the report and reading all the additional information. So it adds kind of this filter, right? And it also gives us credibility because we want to make sure that you guys are confident in our scores, knowing that we've done our research. We've spent the time. We've been... had the boots in the trenches, so to speak, where we've gone out and done all this heavy lifting. And we'll put information about that in the reports, like how easy was it to find this information?
That's right.
Did we have to dig around a whole bunch? And
really, most importantly, if you're a part of discord.gg/Blu Ocean and you see something about a game, or you see a game that you like, or you want to tell us that something is not right or something is right about one of our reports, we have channels for each of the projects that we are doing research on so that you can contribute your comments. And I would really appreciate it.
So that's something too that I think we should mention. Like if there's a title that you've seen we haven't done a report on, we're always looking to expand our base. Please let us know. Drop us a line. You can even tag the research team. And we're constantly adding new titles. We do have a limit of 500 channels in Discord, so we might have to get to like a top 400 at some point and kind of keep it there.
We're getting pretty
But
close,
we'll see.
man. There's a lot of things on the list.
Yeah, we're over 200 titles
So the
now.
Web3 Gamer Awards is going to be happening in 12 days.
Yes.
And with that, we have been looking at the nominees and potential nominees for this Web3 Gamer Awards, and it turns out there's maybe one or two projects that I haven't seen yet.
I know, it's kind of nice to see
and
that.
That's actually very exciting for me. For me, if I ever get to a point where I think I know everything or that there is to know about the upcoming in crypto, that's not a good sign.
Yes.
I want it to be big enough that I can't see the end of the ocean, and that's where it seems to be right now. So that's a really good sign for me.
It is. That's also exciting, worth mentioning that you're going to be heading there for that event. And
that's right. So there's going to be a red carpet event for the Web3 Gamer Awards in Miami on January the 31st.
Yep.
And you will see my face there if you guys are watching any of their streams or if for whatever reason you happen to be in Miami City.
And we're also an official sponsor of
yeah.
them too. So yeah, we just
We're really
coordinated that a while
really
ago. I'm excited that we can send you down there and kind of get to see some of the big faces. And
well, I don't
see
know
the
if you
whole
guys
event.
know this, but I kind of really like talking about games, and it sounds like there's going to be a bunch of other people there that like to talk about games.
Right? It should be your perfect.
So I'm
place.
excited to meet you other people who are going to be there about talking about games. I'm excited. I'm pretty stoked.
I think so. I am too. So yeah, we've really been focused on the reports, making sure that they're up to speed. I mean, things change pretty quickly with games, new announcements, new things. So we even track like when was it last updated, and that way we're staying on top of it. Now we realize though the amount of time, effort, and energy that we're putting into this, there's a lot of value that we're providing to you guys in the community. So definitely take advantage of it. However, what we do plan on doing down the road is we will start charging. It might be like a small entry fee of $10 for a monthly subscription, and that's going to open up the reports to you. So you'll be able to have access to all of these. Now, a couple things with that. We'll probably do a few different tiers, unlocking different levels of access. Basically, the lowest tier will give you all the reports. Then there's other things we're thinking about to add value. So for example, we do want to launch an NFT set probably in the next 6 months to a year. And that's very simple. If you hold one of these NFTs, you have a lifetime subscription. So basically you'll save money. It'll probably be around the value of like a year's worth of the subscriptions. Say it's $10 a month, $120 for the year. You buy your bronze Blu Ocean NFT. Now you have lifetime access to the reports. But on top of that, we also want to allow people maybe in one of those higher tiers to become angel investors in play to earn projects. So what that means is Blu Ocean as a group will be investing in different upcoming play to earn projects, and you as a community member or an NFT holder will be able to essentially get private or seed round pricing on these investments. It basically lets people be like an angel investor.
You'll be able to angel invest on behalf of Blu Ocean as a member of Blu Ocean.
Which is huge because a lot of people, you don't have that opportunity unless you're working directly with or as a venture capitalist company.
As a single person, if you're not a business, you cannot participate in such a round.
That's right.
And being that we have this organization and we classify as that, we can offer this sort of thing to anybody who's a member of our community. So
yep. And I think it'll be amazing because we'll be able to help promote new upcoming play to earn projects, but also people who are NFT holders can vote on certain projects that we want to invest in.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
I think that's going to be great. And also there's an obviously investment opportunity with all this, but even just the ability to support some of these projects is going to be really huge. Because I know as we grow,
without naming any names, we've definitely forged a few partnerships with a few different crypto projects here and there.
Yes.
And so you will probably get access to one or two crypto games. Become a member of our community in the next 6 months or so as we're setting all this stuff up.
Yeah, let's just say it. We're going to have all kinds of NFT giveaways and early access passes for a lot of the top titles. It's out. So we're already working on that. We've already sealed quite a few partnerships with different projects. Those will be announced upcoming here in the next probably couple of weeks once we get that all coordinated. But big things are definitely happening. And
Come find me on Discord. If you want to play a game with me, I want to play that game with you.
Yeah, that's the great thing is a lot of people are looking to play games. You can often see us in voice chat. We're hopping in games. We're going to start a community night here soon. We've been doing it internally, so we're going to open that up.
The new update for big time.
Yes, that's going to be fun. So yeah, there's going to be lots of stuff that we give to you guys to help promote gaming in general. The reports, just because of the sheer amount of work, energy, and staffing that requires to go into it. That's why we do want to charge a small fee to give access. But that money will be used to go back into the community.
It's our goal to make the research division a self-sustaining machine that will
That's
just
right.
provide good information to the masses and ourselves.
That's right.
That's what I want to do with it. So
And then people will be able to vote on what projects we want to invest in, right? So it'll truly be almost like a form of a DAO on the voting aspect of, well, here's 10 projects that our research team thinks is viable
I'm
to
going to use
invest
the word
in.
council.
There you go.
Illuvium uses the Illuminati Council. I like the word council.
Yes,
it's not
me too.
exactly a DAO; it's a council.
Yeah, that's a better way of saying it.
And yeah, so everybody's going to have their opinion, and it's going to be weighted based on the way that our system works. But the important thing is that we as a team will be able to gauge the interest in particular genres and particular games from our community and head in that direction.
Yes. Also, kind of like I said, you can recommend us. We do research reports. Like, that to me is a huge opportunity. Hey, you want to save yourself 20 hours of research? Why don't you just jump in our Discord, see if we already have a report. If we don't, ask us to do it. We'll do the heavy lifting for you. As far as I know, there isn't any community or project out there that does anything like that. And I really want to help position ourselves. Not really, yeah.
A lot of the other communities are focusing more on the fiscal aspect of things, and they're making reports that relate heavily to business. But it's very important to me that we make reports that relate heavily first to gameplay.
Yes.
Because gameplay is the thing that keeps me awake 24 hours a day. It's not economics, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, being able to provide value to you guys in reports so you don't have to do the research, having these confidence scores, basically game review ratings. I really feel like we're building something big here, and I'm very excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to have you a part of it. And that's why we decided we needed to bring more people into the research team, because we were like, there's just too much to do here, and we have too much.
Big beast.
There's too much we want to give back to the community.
It's a big beast.
It really is. And I mean, we're really fortunate where there are other businesses that really cover our expenses, so we don't need the community to fund everything that we're doing. And
like that, but we don't need that.
That's right. And you were talking about creating
That's the end goal.
Creating it self-sustainable.
Is for it to be self-sustainable. Research is not a super expensive thing. It is just a tedious and time.
It's just the time and the salaries involved in it.
That's it.
But I mean, for $10 a month to have access to literally 300-400 top grade, up to date reports with game ratings and reviews, I mean, that's something easily I would pay for. And I mean, right now they're free. Right now there is no cost.
Especially if you can get an intro pass to a game that you were already looking at buying. If you're going to buy an intro pass to a game for $50,
and we're going to give it to you with the 10,
there's a chance that you might spend $10 and get a pass worth $50 and other passes for other games that you don't know about. You know what I mean? Which are you going to pick?
And that's something that I think is worth really important to me mentioning. In all these projects that we've researched and all these different communities, yes, they all need to make money. They're all businesses, right? I completely understand that. But you can tell when they're really putting the community first or not. And I want to make sure that that's something that we always keep front and center. Is the value that we're providing to you guys leaps and bounds over whatever kind of cost is associated with it? If you're paying $120 for an NFT, what does that lifetime access give you? Is it just the reports? Do you get voting capability? Do you get to request more reports? All of that is going to be figured out, so we have so much value stacked in that it's a no-brainer to spend something like $10. Then you're helping support us, which in turn is allowing us to create more reports, more game reviews, continue content on YouTube, things like that. So we're really excited about what we have planned here. And we've kind of been behind closed doors a little bit the last couple of months, working hard and formulating all this, what the best business plan was moving forward. And it's really exciting to be able to bring this to everybody today and kind of finally announce this is what we're doing, right?
Yeah, we've worked really hard on it. And in 6 months from now, I expect that we're going to have something that's going to be really pleasing to look at.
Same here. I mean, now, one thing I will mention, the reports are beautiful. You guys have done a fantastic job. I mean, they look great on mobile, on the computer.
You know what? I had never seen one of my reports on a small phone until earlier today, and it looked fantastic.
It does. They're formulated well. I'd say the layout is great. Like, we have attention to detail on, is it bolded here? What's the sizing? We're creating structure with that.
We're working on a standard. The standard looks good now, I think.
It does. I think so too. And for me, the most exciting part is the game reviews, because now I have all this video content that I can create doing direct game reviews using these reports. And that's something we haven't jumped into.
That's another thing that I didn't really talk about. When I make a report, I am super unbiased and careful in how I choose my words. But when I'm writing a confidence rating, you are getting my inner monologue when you read a confidence rating. And sometimes it will say things that are personal or that are opinion based. But when you're reading an actual report, generally that stuff is not opinion based and it's based on fact.
And we did that on purpose because we don't just want to seem like a robot spit out these reports. It's a person doing the research, formulating their own interpretations, giving it to you guys so that you can make an educated decision.
The other thing is that when you're writing a report, it's difficult to convey tone. You're just trying to convey information. When I'm writing a confidence rating, it's my prerogative to convey some tone. If I think a game is bad and I'm not happy about it, I want you to know that I think it's bad and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
But when I'm writing a report, I don't want that to come through.
And that's what keeps us honest about this. I mean, I think it's worth mentioning we all know a lot of game review places. Eventually, over time, they may have all started in a good place, but now it's just kind of a money grab, and there is a lot of...
they get biased.
That's right. They get biased. And that's something I really want to try to do a good job at staying away from. Now, of course, we're going to have our own biases. The guild is going to be more focused on certain games than others. That's okay. But because we're expanding our research group, a lot of people have different interests in different genres. So it's not just like, oh, nobody likes sports games, so all the sports games are going to get bad ratings. No, that's not how it works.
Sorry, I don't like sports games
that's
much.
okay. There are other people who do, right?
The good news is the sports games will get good ratings if they're good, even if I don't like them.
That's right. So making sure that we're well versed in that, so you guys get that unbiased opinion, but also feel like it's valid information that you can take away with. So been really excited to get everyone up to speed on our plans. I hope you guys in our community are excited for what's coming. Definitely stay up to date. You know, we're going to be announcing some of the partners soon. We're going to be talking about the Discord actually has a great ability coming that we're going to be able to do.
Discord with me. That is where I live. And if you
That's
want
where
to
we all
watch
are.
me do my work, that's the place that I do it.
Yep. And then we're talking about, you know, the paid reports. That'll happen probably within the next couple months. Then the NFT launch coming up after that. The ability to become an angel investor in different play to earn projects through seed and private rounds, being able to vote on that. I'm really excited for where this is all
We've
going.
got quite a few promotions lined up too. Like I'm excited with the number of partnerships that we're currently in talks
And lots
about.
of giveaways. I mean, I don't want to
giveaways,
say anything yet too early, but there's lots of NFTs.
I've been trying really hard to be
lots
tight-lipped
of
about
passes, lots of early access keys, things like that.
That's
like,
right.
You guys will really be able to jump in and say, hey, I'm interested in this game. How can I apply to play? We'll have keys that we give away. We'll do different raffles. We'll do different contests. Maybe it'll come with the NFTs, kind of like you said. Like, well, if you're going to spend $10 a month and you get a $50 pass to a game, it makes more sense to spend the $10. And that's what these projects want to do. We've shown them what we're doing. We've shown them what they're developing. Even some of the biggest projects in Web3 gaming understand that we have something special here and they want to be a part of it. And they're the ones who are telling us, this is what we can do for you. This is what we can give you. This is how, because it's promoting their game too. So it's also been really great for me to have meetings with some of these projects and hear from these esteemed groups and teams.
The Web3 outreach
just
program is going really, really well for us.
It really is. So
We've
we're
managed to
reaching out
speak to a lot
and
of
making
folks.
contacts with pretty much we're going down the list.
We're going down the list with all of the play to earn in crypto projects that we've researched, that we know about, that look legitimate. We're in talks with as many of them as we can get our faces in front of, you know.
So we're doing all the heavy lifting now so you guys can benefit tomorrow, but definitely take a look at the reports today. They're pinned in all of our channels. And I think on that note, we'll wrap it up. So thanks so much for joining us today. Be sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the great content that we have coming for you guys and our weekly coffee and crypto.
Come see me on Discord.
Join us on our Discord. That's where all the fun happens. That's where all the reports reside.
Yeah.
So you got to come into our Discord and go to the respective channel, find the pins. You'll see the Google link right there.
If you play a Web3 game and you see people in our Discord playing a game that you play, please join us.
Yes,
we would love to meet you.
So thanks so much, everyone. And until next time, cheers. Don't forget about our 1,000 subscriber giveaway where you can win $200. And if you need more information, be sure to join us on our Discord. See you there.